Tuesday following a tragic incident that claimed the life of a young girl on Wednesday. Speaking during a Facebook Live address on Wednesday evening, Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Father Augustine extended condolences to the Jogi family after the death of their daughter Angelica. He confirmed that the collision occurred at Pigeon Point Heritage Park in an area designated for bathing. Police have launched a search for the jet ski operator who fled the scene after the collision, abandoning the jet ski. Chief Secretary
and an uncle. As a result of the incident, we have the death of a young girl between 7 and 8 years old. And we want to first start by expressing sympathies to the Jogi family. Arnold and Salisha Jogi are the parents, and their young daughter Angelica unfortunately passed away despite best efforts.
Police have launched a search for the jet ski operator who fled the scene after the collision, abandoning the jet ski. Chief Secretary Augustine also announced that the entire Buku Marine Park, including Pigeon Point, will be closed on Thursday to facilitate the investigation. He urged the jet ski operator to come forward and surrender to the police. In other news, the Regulated Industries Commission and the Trinidad and Tobago Fair Trade Commission will now be overseen by a single chairperson. On Wednesday, the boards of both commissions received their instruments of appointment from President Christine Kangaloo. After operating without a board for about 10 months, several commissioners and chairpersons were sworn in to head the Trinidad and Tobago Fair Trade Commission on Wednesday. At the official swearing ceremony, at the President's House, Attorney at Law Nisha Prasad was appointed head of the TTFTC as well as the Regulated Industries Commission. Ms. Prasad outlined her next steps to the members of the media after the ceremony.
His plan of action is to have a board meeting, because this is the first time I'm meeting the members of the board. So we're hoping to schedule that meeting for sometime next week. And we're hoping as well to meet with the relevant ministers and line ministers so that we can properly follow the mandate that each commission has.
The absence of a board froze the FTC's ability to investigate complaints of anti-competitive behavior, conduct major reviews, or make referrals to regional competitive bodies. Ms. Prasad highlighted some of the issues the board will prioritize in the coming weeks.
Need to address. One, of course, is that the merger, the Agostini Prestige Holdings, the other issues with the pharmaceutical boards. But of course, again, I'm not in a position to fully comment because we haven't met yet. So after we have our meetings, then I'll be in a better position to comment on outstanding issues.
Unusual for one person to lead both commissions, Ms. Prasad said she believed the move was not unprecedented. However, official records from the Trinidad and Tobago Fair Trade Commission and the Office of the President indicate that no single individual has previously chaired both bodies. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander commended fire officers for their unwavering dedication. He emphasized that the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service must remain in a constant state of readiness, noting that the new tenders will significantly enhance response times to distress calls. He noted that fire services' ability to respond to emergencies promptly assures the safety of the country. He credited Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar for her advocacy in securing the vehicles, reassuring officers of the government's continued support.
The end. This is just the beginning. We will continue to invest, we will continue to strengthen, and we will continue to build a fire service that this country can rely on. Because protecting the people of Trinidad and Tobago is not an option. And to me, it is a responsibility given to me by the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
In some sport news now, the Trinidad and Tobago national Carifta swim team is set to return this morning from the Carifta Aquatic Championships in Martinique. This comes after TNT finished third on the medal standings in the championships with 59 medals, comprising 20 gold, 19 silver, and 20 bronze. TNT's campaign included a gold medal performance by Ethan McMillan Cole in the boys' 13 to 14 100-meter breaststroke, where he set a new Carifta record. The team is set to touch down at the Piarco International Airport at 7:55 a.m. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is Virmala Balkaran, the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today. Good morning, Virmala, my good friend.
Good morning, Carrie. Happy Thursday. For some reason, it feels like it should be Friday by now.
I know, right? The week seems to be dragging on.
I don't understand, and it's actually a really short week.
It's supposed to be a short week, but you know how January feels?
Oh my goodness, it feels like 10 months of January. Well, Carrie, last evening we received some really disturbing news, as you read in the newscast, that 7-year-old child who was struck by a jet ski at Pigeon Point Heritage Park. Really, really tragic this morning.
Yeah,
Our thoughts
it's
and
extremely
prayers
tragic.
definitely go out to the family.
And the thing is, what really irks me is that they were where they were supposed to be, in the bathing area. The jet ski operator, out of I don't know what, carelessness or what, he went into that area, and that's where he ran into the family.
Yeah, the zone that was actually designated for bathing.
Yeah, that's right.
They were well within the perimeter rope.
Yeah, there's actually a rope that separates, the open area from where people are allowed to bathe.
Yeah, well, last evening at the press conference, the Chief Secretary actually encouraged friends and family of the operator, to tell that person to come forward because he's still on the run at this point. So hopefully we'll get some updates on that, and it's something, positive
that we'll
coming
continue
out
to
of this.
follow and keep abreast of.
Yeah, well,
Really
coming up
tragic-
inside the show
tragic
today,
situation.
I actually have an excerpt, well, a few excerpts from that press conference for everyone from the Chief Secretary. So that's something we'll continue to explore inside TNT today.
All right, thank you so much, and I look forward to how you ventilate the issue.
Yes, all right, Carrie, we'll talk soon.
All right, we will. Thank you, Virmala.
You're welcome.
When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going after this break.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Coming soon, a new sound, a new class, Next 99.1 FM, the next level of radio.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's terrific Tune Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world from Super Z. Or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forests alongside our robot pals from Bugsbot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. Catch terrific Tune Time weekdays at 4:15 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. It's fun-filled adventure with terrific Tune Time right here on TTT.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba vishani. Oh, shun mi ba.
Thursday, 9th April 2026. The time now, it is 6:10 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, let's take a look now what's trending this morning. We start with some tragic news today. A 7-year-old girl has died after being struck by a jet ski at Pigeon Point Heritage Park yesterday afternoon. Well, she's been identified as Angelica Jogi, and reports indicate that the child is from Barrackpore and attends the TML primary school. Her relatives are saying that she was inside the designated bathing area near the perimeter rope when a jet ski breached the barrier and collided with the family. So I'm going to read now a quote from the child's uncle, as reported in one of the daily newspapers. He says, "We were bathing at Pigeon Point inside the ropes when a jet ski came from nowhere and hit me, my brother, and the child. 2 of us were knocked unconscious. I couldn't even process what was happening. She took the full impact." Well, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine also held a press conference on the matter last evening, and we will have excerpts later on in the show. And expect a disruption in your water supply today. WASA is saying that customers across the country will be affected as production at the Caroni Arena water treatment plant is reduced for emergency works between the hours of 6 and 12 noon. Well, production will be reduced to just about 45 million gallons per day as crews carry out emergency cleaning at the raw water station. WASA is saying heavy rainfall over the holiday weekend led to flooding with debris and silt building up and affecting operations at the plant. The authority says this work is necessary to prevent damage and ensure full service resumes once completed. Now, for the full list of areas affected, you can find that on TTT Limited website and our social media pages. And you may have seen a very disturbing video circulating on social media a few days ago where shots were fired in a children's party. I believe we may have some footage for you at this time. Or similar incidents like the one where the 11-month-old baby was killed in St. James. So my question this morning is, where have our values gone, Trinidad and Tobago? The harsh reality is that we don't need rules or laws to tell us what we should or shouldn't be doing, that we shouldn't be murderers or we shouldn't hurt other human beings. Now, perhaps what we're seeing is a breakdown in human values, or perhaps just the blatant disregard for life. What are we doing, TNT? Why are we not our brother's keepers? Why are we becoming our brother's killers? And if we know who these people are, what exactly is stopping us from speaking up? Now, this is the sad and awful reality, and we need to do better. We have to start raising our voices, teaching our children differently. Speaking up, as I said before, when you see something, say something. Choose compassion over conflict, and of course, choose your community over all the chaos that we've been seeing. Because if we don't stand for something better now, then what kind of future are we really creating? We need to do better. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. I know it's a tough conversation, but it is definitely an important one. And here on the show, we don't just talk about the problems. We also look for the solutions, the hope, and of course, the positivity that still exists within Trinidad and Tobago. So let's take a breath this morning, reset the energy, and let's get into what we have lined up for you this morning. Well, today we focus on the Ministerial. It's Tobago Thursday. As you know, we do that each and every Thursday. First, we'll actually hear from the Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Farley Augustine on the tragic jet ski death of 7-year-old Angelica Jogi yesterday at Pigeon Point Heritage Park. And you'll also hear from some really amazing people doing great things in Tobago, as well as some sport action right here in Trinidad. So you know what to do. Grab your cup of coffee, settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Bye-bye to my old self. Wake up to the new me.
Coming soon. A new sound. A new class.
Can we get much higher?
Next 99.1 FM. The next level of radio.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Since 1962, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
Long drives or house limes.
we are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Well, a jet ski operator remained on the run up to last evening after fleeing the scene of a collision with a family which claimed the life of a 7-year-old child. Well, at a press conference, as we spoke about before, THA Chief Secretary Fali Augustine confirmed that the family was within the designated bathing area at the time of the incident, and the jet ski actually struck the perimeter rope.
Unfortunately, earlier today, we had an incident where a jet ski and a jet ski operator collided with a family bathing within the area designated for bathers. Within the area already cordoned off 4 bathers. The jet ski collided with a family that included mother, father, daughter, and an uncle. As a result of the incident, we have the death of a young girl between 7 and 8 years old. And we want to first start by expressing sympathies to the Jogi family. Arnold and Salisha Jogi are the parents, and their young daughter Angelica unfortunately passed away despite best efforts. She left Pigeon Point Heritage Park unconscious, but died at the Scarborough General Hospital because of the incident. The police has so far confiscated the jet ski, and the police is currently looking for the operator of the jet ski, who fled the scene at the time of the incident.
Well, Mr. Augustine said the police are investigating to see if anything criminal happened.
Idiot.
And to see if workers and operators at the Pigeon Point Heritage Park, if they did not operate in accordance with the systems that they ought to follow, and whether all of the post-trauma care and operation match the protocols already established for them to follow.
Well, the Bucco Marine Park, which includes Pigeon Point, will also remain closed today. And of course, we still have more for you from Mr. Augustine.
We closed as a recognition of the fact that something quite tragic happened in the Pigeon Point area. And so we apologize to the stakeholders who unfortunately will only learn of the closing of the park through this very
Well, really sad news this morning. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family at this time. All right, about now we take a short break, and when we come back, all eyes on Tobago. It is Tobago Thursday on Trinidad and Tobago.
One step closer to live easy.
Embrace life with Guardian Life. Life, health insurance, and pension solutions.
From all over Trinidad and Tobago, Anil wrapping roti at lightning fast speed.
Sandra nailing every order in her hardware.
Lisa, who is in sync with style. There is no buffering at her boutique.
And Dr. Alex filling prescriptions with care. They're all part of the 5,000 strong businesses connected and growing with reliable, high-speed service from Amplia.
Now it's your turn.
Because with Amplia,
you're in good company. Amplia Business.
A new season equals new dreams, and many football fans are dreaming of their team actually winning this season. But the reality is that only one team can win. So many will just be dreaming and wishing and hoping that their team can deliver. Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea. Notice I have not mentioned Arsenal. Don't be upset, I'm not mentioning Man U either. This is Atto Bolden inviting all of you to follow the 12th man as they celebrate a new season on TTT and enjoy the ride.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Hi everybody, I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are the Duncans. Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's Terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world on Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forest alongside our robot pals from Bugspot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. It's fun-filled adventure with Terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
Well, last week we gave you a preview of one of Tobago's most exciting and unique traditions, the Buko Goat and Crab Race Festival. And by all accounts, the 98th edition did not disappoint. From the street parade to the races, the performances, and the incredible crowd energy, it was a true celebration of culture and community. And this was all live streamed on the Buko Village Council Facebook page and on Touch Tobago Live on YouTube. And this morning, we're joined by the man who had a front row seat to it all, Mr. David Jacobs, host of the live stream, who's here to give us a full recap of the action and the highlights you may have missed. Good morning, David.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you? Getting some well-deserved rest after a very interesting and fun weekend?
I've been trying.
Well, congrats on a job well done of your on your live stream hosting. And first things first, for those who may not know you, David, who exactly is Mr. David Jacob, and what role did you play in this year's event?
Well, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. I am a born and raised Tobagonian. I hail from the small village of Bonaccord, which is right between Canaan and Crown Point, right? I've also been a media practitioner for the past 2 decades. Usually, I am behind the camera, but this is my first outing as a host of an event of such magnitude.
Yeah, well, you are right in the middle of all the action, David. And what exactly was the overall vibe like from your perspective?
Well, I can tell you that the vibe was very full of energy, anticipation, and expectation. A lot of people were very excited to come out to be part of this festival, to see goats run and to see crabs crawl and people engage in a lot of different events. I must say that from the crowd reaction and the feedback that I got, people thought that it was amazing. They've never seen anything quite like that.
What were some of the most amazing, in your opinion, or the most standout moments from the day?
Well, I would say that what stood out most to me was the level of participation by the young people in making this a successful festival. When I say the participation of the young people, for all of the cultural items that they had in between races, and even during the street parade, the turnout and the participation by young people was something that you don't usually see. You know, all of the groups were young people, those who participated in the maypole, those who participated in the pan, those who participated in the various choirs that performed. It was that was one of the standout parts of it for me, as well as the interaction between foreigners and locals. Foreigners saying that the hospitality is on a different level and the fact that they feel so welcome in Tobago.
Tell me about the entertainment. I know there were some performances lined up for the event when we spoke about it last week.
Yeah, there were some performances later on in the evening. There was Christo, there was Full Blown, and there were a few other performances. Those were really well received by the crowd. Also, the MC of the day played a really good part in getting the crowd into all of the various activities. So he would go to the different stands and ensure that the people were participating. So it was very, very, very interactive.
I know you mentioned a while ago about the tourists who came to see this. Now, this is definitely a big one, and a lot of people come to Tobago just for this. Tell us a little bit about the tourism aspect of this and also the evolution that you've seen. And I'm sure this is not your first race, right?
No, it isn't.
So you would have seen it progress over the years?
Yes, it has progressed from strength to strength. You remember at a particular time, there was no buku facility. So it just used to be run on the grass. But as time went by, you saw the development, you did a lot of focus, a lot of investment, because it has been a part of the Tobago event calendar for a very, very long time. If you could go back into the history, you would understand that the buku goat race started all the way back in 1925. This year would have made it probably 101 years, but due to COVID and other things, it wasn't possible. So they had a few cancellations over the years. But the history and tradition of this buku goat race is so impactful that a lot of tourists go back to their foreign lands and they tell their friends about it. And so it enables a lot of people and a lot of new visitors to come in or even tune in to the live stream or even come to Tobago itself to ensure that they partake in this particular festival.
Well, David, after you've experienced all of this so up close, what do you think makes this so special?
Well, in my opinion, what makes it so special is that the Tobago Goat Race and Crab Race Festival is an intrinsic part of the Tobago culture. And I think what makes it so special is because no one else does this. No other country has anything like this. Remember, this was also created to facilitate the poor man, in a sense, because back in the day, they only had horse racing, and a lot of the locals couldn't afford to participate in the horse racing. So that's why this was developed. So I think that because it's an integral part of our culture, and it's been around so long, it has enabled Tobago and the Tobago House of Assembly and the Buku Goat Race Committee to continue to market it and to continue to develop it and create something that is so special. Because apart from it being just a goat racing or a crab racing event, this is something that takes place on Easter Tuesday. As far as we know, Easter Tuesday isn't celebrated anywhere else in the world, other than on this little greatest island in the world, on the planet, in Tobago here.
Well, David, my final question for you is, what would you say to someone who's never attended and you don't want them to miss this next year?
I would tell them, first thing I would say is that you need to come here to experience this particular event. And the reason why this event is so impactful is because the culture and the tradition that is experienced when you come here. You know, the festival is one that is so unique. It is intrinsic to Tobago. When you come here, you're able to sample the food, you're able to meet the people, because our type of hospitality is totally different from anywhere else in the world. You're able to participate in the street parade, you're able to feel the energy, you're able to enjoy aspects of Tobago culture that you wouldn't usually see if you live in a different country, such as excerpts from the Tobago Heritage Festival, like Dame Lorraine, like excerpts from the Mariah Old Time Wedding, as well as the fact that you are able to participate and not just be a spectator. You could be a participator and not a spectator, and that is what makes it an unforgettable experience.
Thank you very much, David, for joining us this morning. A recap of that race, and maybe next year I'll be part of it. But thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, have a wonderful day. Well, in some related news, the THA actually plans to monetize goat racing, and this follows comments by Buko Mount Pleasant area representative and president of the Buko Village Council, Secretary, Youth Empowerment and Sport, Keegan Denoon, who said that this is a process and he actually believes it could be $1 million industry. Well, according to Mr. Denoon, the Goat Owners Association needs to be streamlined and goat racing needs to be recognized as a sport. When that is done, then they can meet with the National Lotteries Control Board, and he's hoping something fruitful would happen before the end of the year. We take a break and we come back with more on Trinidad and Tobago Today.
client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
From all over Trinidad and Tobago, Anil wrapping roti at lightning fast speed.
Sandra nailing every order in her hardware.
Lisa, who is in sync with style. There is no buffering at her boutique.
And Dr. Alex filling prescriptions with care. They're all part of the 5,000 strong businesses connected and growing with reliable, high-speed service from Amplia.
Now it's your turn.
Because with Amplia,
you're in good company. Amplia Business.
Hi, everybody. I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are
the Duncans.
Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Is getting a global opportunity as young footballers from Trinidad and Tobago are now being given a pathway to international exposure through the East-West Corridor Football League and a developing partnership with international expertise out of Spain. Well, the initiative was launched by Senator David Nackett through the David Nackett Academy. And it's not just about competition, but about community development, talent identification, and creating real opportunities for young players to take their game beyond local borders. Now, that vision is expanding even further with Spanish football coach Altair de Villasante, currently in Trinidad and Tobago, and here with us this morning, working alongside local organizers to scout and prepare an all-star team for a potential tour of Spain. Well, joining us this morning to discuss these exciting developments are that Spanish football coach and East-West Corridor Football League coordinator, Travis Mulrain. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
So lots of things happening with community football these days, but I want to start with you, Travis. So you've been working with clubs like Juventus for a long time, and you're looking for something specific with Trinidadian players to be able to compete in Spain or on a Spanish level. What exactly are you looking for quality-wise in your footballers in Trinidad?
Mainly what we're looking for is the identity. I mean, the most important that you need to look for to stand out outside is your identity. Brazilians have their own identity. Spanish players, they have their own identity. Then we need to look for Trinidad and Tobago identity, which is Caribbean players can show creativity, speed, power, and skills. So this is what we should look for.
That's something we're proud of as well. Yeah. Well, Travis, this is being described as a major grassroots initiative. Yes. So tell us why was it so important at this point in time? What gap are we trying to fill now with this league to rebuild community football?
Well, definitely. But firstly, let me thank the Honorable Prime Minister for believing in this vision and putting the resources behind it to make it a reality. So there's a gap where the community has been disconnected from our football. So if you look at the Tier 1 football in Trinidad and Tobago, you have, let's say, San Juan Jablote. They play their home games at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, all the way in Mocarapo, okay? When they should be playing their home games in San Juan. So we came up with this idea to reach out to the communities, get the best young players from the communities competing against one another, and at the end of the day, giving them an opportunity to go and expose themselves to top football.
Yeah. And of course, in doing this, we're touching on things like crime prevention, community engagement. We've had a lot of conversations about how we can, improve the youth and really build on their talents and all of that in order to, give them something meaningful to do. How do you see sport playing that social role, especially along the East-West corridor?
Well, sport has a very important role to play in that regard, because back in the day, the main men in the community were the sportsmen or the panmen. Now today, unfortunately, the main men in the community are the criminal element. So we, in our drive to reverse this trend, we need to have heroes coming out of the community doing positive things. And sport is a major thing. If I ask you now who's the best doctor in the world, you wouldn't be able to answer. Yeah. If I ask you who's the best footballer, you might have a choice: Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, whatever. So sport is a very integral and important vehicle that can take these guys out of poverty and also to be a positive role model for young ones.
And we're also seeing some pictures, some highlights from the events on the screen at this time. Maybe about 2 months ago, Senator Naked was actually here we were talking about crime, and we had this entire discussion about the East-West corridor. And one of his views, definitely we need to improve and to do a lot more for the young people along the East-West corridor. So I guess this is one of those things that we're seeing today. Yes. Coach, let me bring you in here. You've been observing our talent firsthand. What is standing out to you about the players in Trinidad and Tobago?
What I really liked is that they are very powerful players. They are very fast, strong, skillful. They are not worried about try to make the one against one. So this is what I like the most. Yeah.
And in order to make that all-star list, what exactly are you looking for?
Well, for me, as I told them before, the first thing is tactical discipline. Because these are all guys coming from different teams. You have a very short period of time to try to get them in shape, take them to Spain and compete. Hopefully, 1 or 2 of them would be asked to remain or come back, with the possibility of signing a professional contract. And this will augur well for Trinidad and Tobago's football. Because if every year we can take a player or 2 to Spain, to Germany, to Holland, that's 5, 6, 7, 8 players that come next World Cup cycle can contribute to us qualifying for a World Cup.
Yeah. This is a major opportunity for our players to be able to travel to Spain. What kind of doors do you think this will open for the players?
For them, I think it's going to be a great opportunity to measure their quality, right? And see where they are and where they can go, what they need to be at the level of, what they need to reach the highest level, like in Spain.
Travis, can you give us some details about the initiative now for anyone maybe wanting to get involved or wanting to take a look at what's happening?
Well, the league is ongoing. We have a game coming up on the weekend in Sangre Grande. So they can come up to the facility and take a look. As regards to getting involved as a player, it's a bit too late for that. 3 months of football, we are...
Well, maybe the next league.
Yeah, of course. We plan to do this every year.
Yeah.
Inshallah. So things should be in place. As soon as this one is over, we have a sit down, do our lessons learned segment, and then we plan for the next season.
Well, before we go, Coach, how are you enjoying your Trinidad experience?
It's been an amazing experience for me. It's the first time here. Beautiful country, beautiful people. So I'm enjoying it.
Good.
I need to take him to the beach later.
I agree.
And then he will have a total
Has he had
Trinidad
doubles,
experience.
bacon shark?
Any doubles yet?
No.
Not yet.
Okay, well, that's definitely on the list of things to do. Thank you very, very much, Coach Altair and Travis Mulrain, the East-West Corridor Football League Coordinator. For all the stories that you see here and more, you can find it at TTT Live online. Remember, if you want to reach us as well, you can email us at ttt@ttt.co.tt. All our social media channels are on the screen for you now. That's TTT Live online and TNT Today Show. We take a break. When we come back, do you have a Rubik's Cube? Well, maybe you should get it. Go find it, because we're going to be doing some problem solving this morning.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off,
long drives, or house lives.
We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories,
music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with,
laughter that sounds familiar. This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories.
It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports. Committed, accurate, relevant.
One day I was out playing with my friend Kevin and he was really moody, kinda sad and angry at the same time. I asked him what was the matter. Someone in his family had been doing mean things to him. He said he had to keep it a secret. So I asked Kevin, is it a good secret or a bad secret? He said he didn't know. I explained good secrets are cool things like a surprise party or a gift for a special occasion. A bad secret is when someone hurts or harms you and tells you not to tell anyone. Sometimes they might give you little things to make sure you don't tell. That's another bad secret to keep. That's mean and controlling. Kevin said it definitely fell into the bad secret category. I felt this was something an adult should help with. Because as a child, when someone hurts you, you can feel really alone and afraid. And the best people to help you are the ones you love and really, really trust. I asked him if there was any adult that he trusted. So we worked up a little plan for Kevin to talk to one of them. A while after that, I could see my friend was doing much better. Now we tell all our pals about good secrets and bad secrets so that we can all feel brave, safe and strong. Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, before we get into the next segment, just an update for you on that story about the 7-year-old girl who was struck by that jet ski and died at Pigeon Point Heritage Park. A 32-year-old jet ski operator from Trinidad and Tobago is actually currently assisting police in their investigation. So we'll continue to bring you the updates as they come to hand. Well, this morning we have something very different. Are you a fan of the Rubik's Cube, or are you scared of it like me? Well, joining us this morning, we have Jonah Hinkson and Ronald Punafat to talk about Trinidad and Tobago's first official national Rubik's Cube Championships. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Well, Jonah, I heard that you want to start us with a live solve.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's go. I mean, I'm going to try, but no promises on my end.
No problem. Give me a little countdown whenever you're ready.
All right. Go ahead. Okay, so we're counting you down.
Done.
You're done?
Yeah, done.
What? Listen, I was just starting to count. That was incredibly fast, Jonah. Wow. Now, we'll get back to that. Now, both of you are based abroad. So where are you joining me from?
So I'm joining from Toronto, where I'm studying mechanical engineering.
I'm joining from São Paulo, Brazil. We have been residing for the last 29 years.
Oh, interesting. Now this is a very. I'm just going to give up at this point, gentlemen. I'm done. Now this is a very international conversation, but of course with a very Trinidad focused. And I know we're talking about this event happening in Trinidad. So Jonah, give us the headline. What exactly is happening on April 25th?
So on April 25th, Trinidad and Tobago will host its first ever National Rubik's Cube Championship. It will be hosted at UE St. Augustine, and it will be WCA sanctioned, which is the governing body for this kind of stuff. So locals will be able to gain a competitive ranking based on the competitors that have competed from Trinidad and from people that are of Trinidadian nationality.
Yeah, and how did this become such a big part of your life, Jonah?
Well, it started, I guess, when COVID hit and everything got shut down. I just needed something to do other than schoolwork to, put my mind and effort into something to take my mind off work and ease some stress. So I started practicing in 2020, and then in 2023, 3 years later, I competed here in Canada in my first competition, and I set some national records, and that's when I realized that this can be something big for me. This can be a really big hobby for me.
And Ronald, why did you get involved?
Okay, I really got involved in this thing. Same thing as Jonah, because of COVID as well. And for me, it was almost like almost solving a business problem, right? From that point of view, you start with chaos, and then you have a plan. You want to deliver annual profits. You want to integrate AI, and there is a solution. So for me, that challenge of putting disorder, chaos into order, which fascinated me.
And I know that you've had a tremendous response for this event from sponsors and supporters, right?
Yes. In the first week we launched it, and this is the first ever Rubik's competition in Trinidad. There was 72 participants that signed up. Okay, which was it was amazing, of course, 72 persons. The power of social media, find these people. And we have 9 corporate sponsors. The lead one, of course, is University of the West Indies, that opened their campus to us, and they will host us. And of course, we're trying to obviously cultivate young minds, and of course, basically to this is quite an intellectual challenge. And University of the West Indies, there's no greater place to host the first championship than University of the West Indies.
And Ronald, why do you think in today's world the cube has such an appeal?
Well, it's very classical, it's very retro, and I think it complements very well the new age we are living in with technology, where we have social media, we have all this FaceTime going on, we have AI chatbots now, and it's really back to basics. And I think it's very egalitarian, in that you don't need any fancy, the equipment. It's just the cube, you, and maybe access to YouTube that they'll teach you, and be as quick as Jonah. The YouTube tutorials are very, very good. So it's really back to basics, and everybody starts from ground zero.
Yeah. Well, Jonah, I'm going to ask you if you'd be so kind to do another live solve for us while we continue the conversation with Ronald. Is that okay? I know you don't need much time. So, Ronald, give us a few fun facts about the cube, if you can.
Okay, the first fun fact, I guess, is there are 43 quintillion combinations of the cube. Okay, and I had to check this. I had to check this actually on the internet today. Quintillion means there are 18 zeros. Okay, there are more combinations of the Rubik's cube than there are stars in the Milky Way, to give you a number. Okay, so there are lots of permutations and combinations of this thing. And I think it's considered to be the most widely sold toy ever in the world. It's not really a toy; it's a challenge, I guess. 350 million has been sold to date since it was launched. And so basically, and Trinidad, of course, is going to have its first competition, shortly, the 25th of April at UWI.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Jonah, so any closing words? Remind us about the event and tell us what you're looking forward to most about this.
Yeah. So once again, the event is going to be on the 25th of April. It's going to be at UWI St. Augustine. It's going to be an all-day competition. We're hosting, Ronald? Can you confirm it's 7 different events, 7 different categories?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, so I actually have all of them here. So we have 3x3, we have Pyraminx, we have 2x2, we got the 4x4, which is a larger version.
Wow.
It's Cube, which turns very strangely, and the Megaminx, which is very large. So we've also got 3x3 one-handed as an event that you can compete in. So all of those will be done at the competition, and I'm very excited. And what am I looking forward to most? I'm looking forward to most is uncovering local talent. So far, we've only had 14 people from Trinidad compete, and we have 72 competitors at this competition, most of which are first-time competitors, and I'm really excited to see who's out there and what local talent we can uncover.
All right. And what are you looking forward to most, Ronald?
Well, to be honest with you, let me give you an analogy. For me, it's like almost the judges that are coming down from the United States. They're going to make everything completely official. So it's like almost like a football match. It's a FET match, let's say. It was a line, football line. Now it's official. Okay, without FIFA judges coming down to judge, there's nothing official about it. Now it's official. And also, I'm looking forward. This is the first baby step to putting structure into Trinidad regarding cubing, just like sprinting and cricket have a very robust structures, and we of course produce world-class athletes in those areas. Yeah. Obviously, this is the first baby step into putting structure into speed cubing.
All right. Thank you very much, Jonah and Ronald, for joining me this morning. And good luck going forward into the Trinidad and Tobago's first National Rubik's Cube Championship. Have a great day, gentlemen, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks so much.
All right. Well, just a few seconds to go before the news comes up at the top of the hour. Just a reminder of that update we shared earlier. A 32-year-old jet ski operator from Trinidad and Tobago is actually assisting police with investigations. And that's about the story that we started this morning with that 7-year-old girl who died after being struck with a jet ski at Pigeon Point. The news is up next on TNT Today.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. 6 new fire tenders were officially handed over to the Penal Fire Station on Wednesday. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar marked the handover of fire tenders in Penal as a correction of a failure that should never have persisted. She dedicated the handover moment to her late mother, who she says taught her not only how to rebuild, but why we must ensure others are protected. She highlighted the struggles formerly faced by rural Trinidad due to governmental neglect, promising an end to it.
I know what it is to lose everything in 1 minute. I know what it is. I remember the promise I made when I entered public life thereafter, that under my watch, no rural community would face that kind of neglect again. That is why this moment matters more than ever. This is not simply about handing over vehicles. It is about whether the state protects its people when their lives, their homes, and their futures are on the line.
Noted that the tenders represented more than just the vehicles.
What this means, not just for Penal and the wider South, is very clear. A station here which lacked the capacity to respond will now become operational, providing our communities across this region with a service equipped and able to act when it matters. For families, what it means is more confidence that when help is called, it will come ready to respond.
In other news, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Bissessar has announced that a delegation from this country will travel to Venezuela to advance TNT's oil and gas interests. During her address at the handover ceremony of fire tenders in Penal on Wednesday, the Prime Minister assured citizens that the government is working towards securing this country's energy future.
I just want to tell you we've been working really hard with the government of the United States and other governments, and that shortly a diplomatic delegation will depart Trinidad and Tobago to go to Venezuela to ensure we get our just share of the oil and gas that we partly own through the NGC. And so whilst we look to safety and security in this sense, we are looking for your safety and security in the economic space, which is very important. We have not forgotten.
In some sport news now, players from teams throughout the East-West Corridor Football League are vying for positions on the league's all-star team. The squad selected will compete against clubs in Spain, which will provide players with the opportunity to obtain high-level international exposure and a chance of securing contracts. EWCFL coordinator Travis Mulrain outlined the criteria for selection.
Well, first of all, they have to meet the age criteria, which is 19 and under. The agents insisted on that because going out to Europe, any academy, any club selecting players from the Caribbean, they would want young players that they can further develop. So that was the main criteria. And of course, performance in the league. You know, we have some very talented boys here. You know, we want to train them up, take them out there and let them represent.
And that's what's making the news at this time. When we come back, it's hour number 2 of Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
So grateful for this precious life. Embrace it with a fearless stride. Dig so deep to turn your dreams to reality. Embrace life with Guardian Life.
Bye-bye to my old self. Wake up to the new me.
Coming soon. A new sound. A new class. A new class.
Can we get much higher? So high.
next 99.1 FM, the next level of radio.
Hey, up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 1020 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba vishani. Oh, shun mi ba yeah. Oh, shun mi ba vishani. Arubita, yeah, 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 yeah.
Tobago today. Well, as you know, it is Tobago Thursday, all eyes on Tobago today. And Team Trinidad and Tobago's performance at the 2026 Carifta Games in Grenada has really been nothing short of exceptional. And you know, the team secured 35 medals and a second place finish overall, marking a significant improvement from last year. Behind the scenes of this, all of this success, it was not just the athletes, but also the leadership, the coordination and support of the management team. And one of the key figures ensuring everything ran seamlessly was National Carifta Team Manager, Miss Kuki Melville, who played a vital role in guiding the team throughout the competition. You probably remember we spoke to her just about a few weeks ago as they were preparing to head to Carifta. Well, also this morning joining her, we have Kiori Rubley, the silver medalist, and she also set 2 records in the heptathlon girls 100-meter hurdles and 200 meters as well. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Hi, good morning.
It is always good to say a very special hello to Tobago, and especially when you are both coming straight from Carifta. We really want to say congratulations on a job well done. We are so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
So let me start with you, Kuki. Again, congratulations. And from your perspective as team manager, when we spoke a while back, you were describing the process to get ready for the games. Now that it has come and gone and Trinidad and Tobago has done tremendously well, how would you describe the performance of Team TTO?
Hi, good morning again, everyone, and thank you for having me. I will describe our performance over the past weekend as exceptional. Why? Because we went out there expecting at least 30 medals, and we were able to surpass that by 5. Last year, we would have achieved 25 medals, and to go up, to move up the ladder by 10, that was a great accomplishment. And in addition to that accomplishment, we were also able to move up on the overall medal count. In terms of placing second this year, for the past few years, we placed third behind Jamaica and Bahamas. And this year, we were able to overthrow Bahamas to get to the second position. So now we are looking or having our sights on moving up a next level over the upcoming years.
Well, Kiori, let me bring you in here. You set 2 records. And what does this really mean to you to represent Team TTO on the big stage and be part of such a successful team?
So I've been doing Carifta for years, but this year I felt very honored to represent Trinidad and Tobago because I was part of the medal contenders, and I feel that is one of the biggest achievements I've made in my track career so far. So I am very honored to represent Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. And Kyuki, you saw quite a big improvement in the medal count this year. What do you think made that difference compared to 2025?
Right, so certainly, with regards to the medal count, what the N3As did this year is in terms of improving the standards. So we made the standards for our Carifta team a bit more challenging than the previous years. So that forced our athletes to, up their game, to improve on their performances over the period. And that would have contributed greatly to the success of the team.
Yeah, and managing a delegation of so many members is definitely no easy task, and you explained some of that for us. Can you explain some of the challenges or the behind-the-scenes work that went into all of this closer to the event, or even behind the scenes at the event itself?
Okay. I'm not hearing the audio so well, but based on what I heard, the challenges, we did experience some challenges along the way, I mean, with regards to logistics. However, I had an exceptional support team with me that was able to assist in terms of the delivery. And we were able to execute well at the end. So challenges we would have faced with regards to the training sessions sometimes. However, the athletes, they went out there and they were able to execute and do their best.
Yeah. Well, Curie, how did your preparation leading up to the games really help in the performance that you delivered? Tell us about that.
So I am from Tobago, and Tobago don't have a track right now, so I've been training on the grass for the past since off season. So it has been a bit difficult, but the week before we went to Carifta Games, I went to Trinidad for the week to train with the team, and I ran on the track, train on the track. So that helped me very much because my improvements were extraordinary, I would say. I moved from 14.8 to 14.3 with the help of the track. I feel like running on the track and training on the track really helped, and from 24/7 to 24/1, and I think the track really helped, and the preparation and the team and all the coaches and all the physios really helped also mentally and physically, I would say.
Yeah, so you would say you had a great support system, and how was the team environment, Curie? Just being able to be there with all of your peers. I'm pretty sure you went into this knowing some of your team members, right?
Yes. So I was team captain. I was one of the team captains. But I think the whole team, the chemistry was absolutely amazing. Everybody got along. It felt like one big family. And I think that helped with the performance that we showed to everybody in the Caribbean. So yeah, I think the team chemistry was amazing.
Kyuki, there were several standout performances throughout the games. What were some of the moments that really stood out to you?
Okay, so yes, we had several standout performances within the multi-events itself. The decathlon, we had Tyreek Vincent, who came home with a gold. He maintained his medal count there, and in addition to that, he achieved the record, the Carifta record. We also had his sister who went in there, and she would have also achieved a first place again, retaining her medal there. And in addition to that, she also achieved several records. We had Kayori, who placed second. However, she was able to achieve 2 records within that. And we had some standouts in terms of the 800 with Kai Alexander. He ran a very exceptional 800. And he said that this race was personal to him. So he went out there and put it all on the track. So we had several standout athletes over the period, and they made us exceptionally proud that we were able to attain to the 5 medals. But in terms of going back to the challenge, I would have missed something there. So what we have seen over the years is that our athletes our athletes, they have a lot of preparation and a lot of development that goes into getting to the curved stage. And what we have found is that a lot of attention is placed on celebrating our athletes instead of investing in their development before they get to that stage. So we consistently and are continuously crying out to the government and the Tobago House of Assembly as it relates to our Tobago athletes to ensure that they get the right investments in terms of their development and not only wait until the athletes make the team or the athletes achieve success at the Curved Games to then support them. So our cry is always in terms of investing early in the development of our athletes. And as Kyori pointed out, there's a situation with regards to the lack of facilities or being able to access those facilities in Tobago. And what we would have seen is that most of our athletes from Tobago that achieved medals or over the period, they are either based in Trinidad or their parents would have sacrificed greatly to get them to Trinidad to do additional training. And as Kyrie pointed out, her time dropped because she had the opportunity to travel to Trinidad, get the additional training. And that shows that it's very important in terms of getting the right access, the right facilities, the competition training grounds, having a stadium available to our athletes, and also ensuring that you invest in their development and not only wait until they succeed at that level.
Kyuki, what would you like to see going forward before the next set of games? What would you like to see changed or being put in place, especially for Tobago?
Sorry, repeat?
What would you like to see put in place for Tobago before the team competes again? Or to prepare the athletes?
So in terms of putting things in place, we are hoping and we are calling on the Tobago House of Assembly to look into investing in the development, ensuring that funds are made available for athletes to travel to Trinidad. It's a very difficult task for them to always have to find funding to travel to Trinidad to compete. And also in terms of investing in our development meets. We had several development meets over the years in Tobago, and we have seen that has been declining in recent times because of the lack of funding. And these athletes, the development meets are very important and very integral in terms of having them move to the next level. So it's very challenging sometimes for them to have to travel to Trinidad to find those resources. Not everyone, parents, is able to do so. So we are calling on that we have that clarion call to ensure that the investment is all around and not just in terms of celebrating the athletes. The efforts put into celebrating the athletes should be placed in terms of developing the athletes. And I see that once they develop the athletes, we could get to a different level. We could surpass that 35 medal count.
And Kyori, what was your most memorable moment from Curve to 2026?
Definitely the 200, because it is one of my favorite events. So when I saw that IPB and made the meet record, I felt extraordinary. It was the best feeling of my life so far. So that was one of the most memorable parts of the Curve that 2026.
And Kyori, how did you handle all the pressure, competing against other strong countries? And what lessons did you learn that you'll take going forward?
I learned just to trust the process, trust your coach, because they really know what they're doing. So it's just for you to execute your coach's training plan and you'll be fine. Because for me, the javelin was really frustrating, but my coach said, just trust me and you will be fine. So that really helped me mentally. So I would say that trusting the process is one of the most important lessons in track.
And what's next for you, Kyori?
Well, I would love to go to Worlds under 20 and NACAC under 18 and under 23. So I will be working on that.
Well, Kyuki, what would you say to the team now, probably looking on this morning, to celebrate their success? How would you congratulate them and tell them that they did a really good job?
Well, I will say a great congratulations again to the team. They did an exceptional job going out there. We would have spent some time in terms of getting into their mind, getting into their heads, and we saw that it all paid off. We had several sessions in terms of having them believe in themselves, and it has paid off. So I want to say congratulations to Team TTU. You all have made us extremely proud. You went out there, you trusted the process, you trusted us, being in our care over the past few weeks. And we are grateful for all that you have done for us and done for Trinidad and Tobago. You have made us proud. And in terms of putting us on the map again, we are trusting that we will receive the relevant funding to continue to invest in our athletes and improve their standards. So we are again calling on corporate Trinidad and Tobago and also the government to continue to invest in our athletes, invest in track and field. It's one of the, if not the most successful sport within Trinidad and Tobago. So
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to Team TTU.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Team TTU. A job well done. Congratulations again to you, Kiori, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Always so good to join friends in Tobago for Tobago Thursday. That was Kuki Melville, the National Carifta team manager, and Kiori Robley, National Carifta athlete. And also, she set 2 records at the 53rd Carifta Games. Once again, congrats to Team TTO. The time now, it is 7:22. Some more news updates for you. I'm sure this is something you've been seeing on social media. A 29-year-old woman from Miami was killed in St. Martin during a shooting believed to be a targeted attack on a Trinidadian businessman that she met while she was on vacation. Well, this incident happened on March 2nd. They were both ambushed and shot after leaving a nightclub. And police are actually saying that the businessman was being tracked before the incident. It was seemingly premeditated, and the woman was likely an unintended victim, and one suspect has been arrested while others remain at large, and investigations are continuing. And just another recap of that story that we carried this morning about the 7-year-old girl who died in Tobago. A 32-year-old jet ski operator is currently assisting police with investigations. He is from Canaan, Tobago. Well, we take a break and we come back with so much more on TNT Today. We continue all eyes on Tobago and so much more.
City 91.1. Thought-provoking conversations, bold perspectives, voices you trust. Talk City 91.1. Bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever before.
Yes, Talk City 91.1 FM.
A brand new era of talk radio is here. With voices you know, trust, and respect. Get ready for an all-new lineup of the very best in talk. Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, Stephen Reese, Mr. X, Derek Charbodi, Roland Stewart, Sharon Farfan, Sudath Prasad, Heavy Duty, Alex Asing, Karen Francisco, Cherry-Leen Lewis, Short Pants, and more of the voices shaping the national conversation. From hard-hitting current affairs to real community issues, culture, politics, social development, and the stories that matter most to you. This is where Trinidad and Tobago comes to talk.
It's all good right here on Talk City 91.1, where we're going to give you something new, something hot every day, Monday to Friday.
Listen on 91.1 FM and connect on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Talk City 91.1. Your city, your voice.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's Terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world on Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forest alongside our robot pals from Bugspot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. It's fun-filled adventure with Terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
Hi everyone, I'm Marissa Benin. Coming up, Jamaica, here we come. These women of vision are on a mission. Ride the waves and savor the flavor, otherwise known as spending quality time in Antigua and Barbuda. Fun times, plus the food that sets St. Kitts and Nevis apart, all available under one roof. Cue the entertainment and the food. It's Chinese Spring Festival time.
Well, Tobago is taking a bold step towards strengthening food security and reducing its food import bill with a new agricultural initiative. It's called the URP Cassava Production Drive. But this effort goes beyond cassava. Now, this is forming a part of a wider food crop production initiative, and it's all aimed at boosting local farming and agro-processing. So in just 2 weeks, more than 10,000 crops, including cassava, sweet potato, and even corn, have already been planted. And this initiative was officially launched in March, I think the 11th, in Roxborough, where thousands of hybrid cassava sticks are now in the ground. So now all of this is part of a bigger project to ensure that we boost local farming and agro-processing, and it's all starting in Tobago. So I have joining me this morning to tell us all about it, the Public and Infrastructure and Transport Secretary and Assembly Member Natisha Charles Panton, and also the URP Tobago Agricultural Unit Assistant Regional Supervisor Ronald Murray. I believe we may have them on the line at this time. Good morning to you both.
Good morning everyone. Good morning Trinidad and Tobago.
It is so good to have you here with us finally. I know we've been trying to do this for a few weeks.
Yes, the division that we both work on, it's an extremely busy division. My apologies. But we are here this morning and we're grateful for the interview.
That's totally fine. Well, you are here, so let me ask you, can you explain the vision behind the cassava production drive and how does this fit into Tobago's wider development strategy?
Tobago has always been pursuing cassava production, and I must commend Mr. Ronald. He has been doing an excellent job for the last 4 years in terms of not only cassava production, but he's an extremely talented local farmer here in Tobago. And cassava is just one of those products that, you can go anywhere, you can grow anywhere, you can do so many things. It's drought resistant. You can have it in the ground for extended periods of time and it wouldn't rot. It's not so susceptible to predator larceny. So it's an excellent crop. And we have been looking at processing. We have started processing at the Shore Park processing facility, right at the back where all licensing used to be. And we intend to continue doing a lot more fantastic products that we have been doing. We have been doing cassava mash. We have been doing fries. We have been doing so many things, so many value-added products from cassava. So we intend to continue that. And with the, we're almost complete. We have almost completed the Louisdor processing facility. So we intend to extend, as much we can do in terms of processing cassava and other types of local produce.
And I know that the goal here is to reduce the food import bill. This is a big part of this project. How critical is this to this initiative to achieving that, Ms. Panton?
The food import bill, we have been giving billions of dollars, sending billions of dollars outside importing food. And, we have the talent right here. As a matter of fact, this is just one farmer who has the ability to engage and train a lot of our workers here so that they too can be involved in producing, increasing production in Tobago. And we intend to continue along that vein because we have a lot of workers. Recently we took on over 700 10-on, 10-off people. So we're going to look at that model and see how we can boost agricultural production in several areas across Tobago.
Mr. Murray, let me bring you in here. On the ground, the URP has already planted, I believe, over 10,000 crops in just a few weeks. How was this all organized?
Well, good morning again. It was organized quite, speedily because of the fact that we have the World Food Day coming up in October. So we had also get these crops on the way because, as you know, the cassava is 6 to 7 months. So we'll have the World Food Day coming up in October, where the whole of Tobago will be coming out on different days. So we ramp up the production in order to facilitate World Food Day and even in between. And as my good secretary said before, that we will be doing byproducts with the produce that we are planting at this time.
Mr. Murray, can you tell us why cassava, sweet potato, and corn were chosen for this program?
Well, that is a traditional meal in Tobago, cassava, sweet potato, corn, and so forth, like pigeon peas. Those are traditional crops in Tobago. People really cherish these crops.
And what can you tell us about the hybrid cassava varieties that you're using?
Well, it's a very good variety, the MX. We have different numbers in the MX. What happened that it could last any amount of time in the soil, and it doesn't spoil. It would pass like the cassava before, after a certain amount of time, it will spoil, it will pass, as we normally say. It will get heavy and wouldn't be boilable.
Yeah.
So the MX now does remain in the soil, and the more it remains in the soil, the better it gets.
And Ms. Panton, can you tell us why Roxborough was selected as the starting point for this initiative?
Well, Roxborough URP, that's one of the stations. And the soil type in Roxborough, as a matter of fact, cassava can grow anywhere. So it's not a matter of choosing Roxborough. It is that type of crop that can, grow across many different soil types, right? And Tobago has excellent soils across the landscape. So Roxborough is just one of those areas that, it's flat land, it's near to the river course, so irrigation is easy to set up. But more than that, it's just that the station is there and the land availability, it's there. So that is why they started there. But we're looking at different areas in Tobago to extend the program.
Mr. Murray, from an operational standpoint, was there any training or guidance given to the workers to help with the successful cultivation of these crops?
Yes, well, we normally have training from these companies like Mafast, Caribbean Chemicals, and so forth. They come on a regular basis and train the workers, give them a couple of days course on different crops. So as we request them, they come.
So you would say that this initiative benefited the URP participants, in terms of the employment, the skills development. It was definitely a benefit to them, right?
Yes, certainly. It's a very good program. It's a good initiative, and we are working to expand it and make it more viable so we could make agriculture sustainable in Tobago.
Assembly member, what measurable impact do you expect this project to have in the short to medium term?
In the short term, Mr. Murray, he will continue training up persons. Again, we have to encourage persons more getting into productive labor. And aside from feeding Tobago locally, productive, getting people back to the land, getting them back into producing what makes us healthy, local foods. Yeah, so in the short run, we'll have access to more local, healthy food. And of course, we always need the skills in Tobago. So I want to thank Mr. Murray for this initiative. He has been continuously educating our population in terms of agriculture and what he knows and has worked for him. So we intend to continue along, the path that he has shaped among all the farmers in Tobago. Yeah?
Yeah. And any plans to expand this program further into other communities?
Oh, definitely. Once we have the available land, we definitely will expand it because we have a lot of workers that we intend to engage more meaningfully.
Mr. Murray, what has the progress been like since the launch? Any challenges you encountered so far?
I've been, as I said before, I started the program on a speedily, time frame. And we have some challenges with the irrigation system, because of this procurement system that you had to go through procurement and so forth. So we have a slight challenge in that area, but things working out.
And what's next in terms of the maintenance of the crop, even the harvesting? How confident are you in the yields and the long-term success of this program?
Well, so long we follow the program because I've been guided by some experts, and so long we follow the program and we have favorable weather, because we had to look at the weather. I think we will be very successful with this initiative and we'll have a nice yield.
And finally, Assembly Member, what's your greatest hope for this project?
Sustainability. My greatest hope would always be sustainability, that we continue this program and the young people, the younger generation, they pick it up and run with it, introducing the technologies that we have been trying to engage them with over the past years and, making the program develop even further to support Tobago.
And what about you, Mr. Murray? What's your greatest hope for this project?
My greatest hope is that the people that are involved in this project right now, that they learn what we are teaching them so that they could go on to do their own farming. So in that sense, we will have, a great percentage of farmers on the island, and we will be able to sustain ourselves.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Ronald Murray and Ms. Natisha Charles Panton, for joining us this morning. The cassava production project, and we wish you all the best in that, and we'll definitely keep up with the project as well.
Thank you for having us.
All right, have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, the time now, it is 20 minutes before 8 o'clock on Trinidad and Tobago Today. Hope you've been having a wonderful morning. Remember, for all the stories that you see here and more, you can find it at TTT Live Online and TNT Today Show. You can check out our social media channels. They are currently on the screen for you. Also, our sister stations are listed there. And if you have any ideas, any press release, or maybe you want to advertise with us, feel free to email us at tttoday@ttt.co.tt. Well, when we come back, we continue the conversation. All eyes on Tobago. We also have some more news updates for you, talking about a murder yesterday. Actually, two. So there's so much more we continue to talk about on TNT Today, giving you all the updates to prepare you for the day ahead. Also, don't forget that WASA is telling us that you can expect a disruption in your water supply today. So in case you were wondering, that started around 6 a.m. and it will finish around 12 noon. For all the places that will be affected, you can check us out at TTT Limited website, and that's TTT Live Online. Production will be reduced today, so just look out for that. Emergency works taking place between the hours of 6 and 12 noon. Take a break and come back.
TTT Weather with Zaina James, daily at 7 p.m.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Ever wondered what happens before the lights come on? Before the crowd pours in? Before the magic hits the stage? This is your all-access pass. Sneak Peek with Junior K takes you behind the scenes of the biggest cultural moments and the hottest events across TNT. From the sound checks to the stage setups, from final rehearsals to exclusive interviews. If it's about to be big, we're already there. Catch Sneak Peek airing daily on TTT and relive every moment on all our social media platforms. Sneak Peek with Junior K, where the story starts before the spotlight.
Since 1962, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house lives. We are always sweet.
Always 100. This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100. Guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
Now, Tobago is once again preparing to come alive with music, culture, and world-class entertainment as the Tobago Jazz Music and Golf Weekend 2026 gets ready to take center stage. Hosted by Black Two Sugars, this unique experience blends beachfront jazz, live performances, and even golf, all set against the breathtaking backdrop of Tobago, and it promises both relaxation and vibrant Caribbean energy. Well, joining me this morning, two of the directors behind this exciting initiative, Mr. John Gill and Mr. Sheldon Roach. Gentlemen, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having us.
Well, exciting things in Tobago.
Yes.
The Tobago Jazz Music and Golf Weekend. It is now in its third year, and you're back at the Magdalena Grand. So when you and your team at Black Two Sugars first launched this event back in 2024, what exactly was the vision?
Well, that was just when I think the Tobago Jazz Experience was cancelled, and we saw the opportunity to fill that gap, you know, and the whole idea behind it was to continue a jazz product in Tobago. We started in Plymouth, and soon realized that the space was a little too small if we wanted to grow the event. And so we approached Magdalena Grand, and they shared our vision, and they agreed to partner with us. So we found a new home.
And now, as you said, the THA Jazz was cancelled. What can people expect? I mean, this weekend is a unique blend. I mean, if you tell me you're blending golf and beach and jazz, all of those things, I'm going to say, wow, that's a very interesting product. And that's exactly what this is. So why was it important to you and your team to offer this mix of activities rather than just a jazz concert?
Well, we thought it wise to not just offer one event. We wanted people to come to Tobago for a weekend. So we decided to put together a series of events. So we have the golf on Friday, a golf tournament. Friday morning. Friday evening, we have an event at St. Romana, right, which is in Lowlands. And that's a back in time themed event. On Saturday, we have our premier event, which is the Beachfront Jazz at Magdalena. And on Sunday, we have another event. We have partnered with Fairways, that is in Plantations, Tobago Plantations. And we're doing Jazz Under the Stars, which is a food inclusive event.
So this is a 3-day event.
3 days.
That's a lot happening.
Yes.
Yeah, and let's talk about the lineup for this event. Tell me, what are your performances like? Who's going to be there?
You want to do that, Sheldon?
Yeah, no problem. So, just in terms of our signature event, Beachfront Jazz, we have the likes of Dr. Jasmine Gent. Right, she is a saxophonist, world-renowned. We have Terrence Shaw, Ron Reed, Letitia Sylvester, right? Terry Lyons, which is our local queen, right? She is also going to be performing. She'll actually be closing our show, all right? And
we also have Carol
Warner. That's
a violinist from Tobago. So
wow.
Yeah.
So we can expect some top-class performances.
Definitely.
I know we started the show with a video. Who is that performance?
That's Dr. Jasmine Gent.
Dr. Gent.
Yeah.
And she's amazing. And
Yeah.
she's
She
going
is.
to be headlining.
Yes, she's our headliner.
So I'm pretty sure for all the saxophone lovers, that's going to be a treat.
Yeah.
So the main event, let's talk about that. Saturday, May 2nd. So you said this is from 1 p.m., so it's a daytime event.
Yeah.
Perfect for
We
people
open the
like
doors
me
at
who
1.
don't like to be up very late.
All right, that's
So
good.
yeah, so you can do that early. And for someone who's never been there like myself, describe the vibe for us. Tell us what makes this different from any other jazz event.
Well, first
in
of
the
all,
Caribbean.
it's a drinks inclusive event.
Okay.
Right? So you don't have to walk with any drinks or any coolers. You can walk with your chairs, that's fine. The show starts at 3:30. We open gates at 1, but the show actually starts at 3:30. And the vibe is amazing. The ambience. One of the things that people loved from last year was the ambience. It's an open area. You're getting nice fresh sea breeze off of the Caribbean Sea, and they just enjoyed the ambience. Also, too, the show we promise will be an amazing show, and it's just to come, enjoy, relax, and the vibe is very, very, what can I say, family-like. So you come, you lime, you have a time with your friends, and enjoy the music.
Yeah. So apart from improving on the space, I know you said you outgrew the space and you wanted a bigger space. What were some of the improvements that you made from the previous year to now to ensure that this is the best possible product for your patrons?
All right. So since we have moved to Magdalena, one of the things that we have done is include an international act. So last year we had famed jazz pianist Bob Baldwin, and this year we have Dr. Jasmine Gent. Because the first year we didn't have any international acts. We kept it all local, right? So that's one of the improvements that we have made, that we have added an international act. And as we grow, we hope to add more international acts or regional acts going forward.
Now, if people want to come to this event, how can you get tickets or, access any more information about this?
All right, so we have a website. It's www.tobagojazzmusic.com. You can go onto the website. On the website, you can book your stay at Magdalena. You can buy tickets. You can get all the information that you need on the shows. All 3 shows come in, which is on Friday night, right? That is $200. It's a cooler. That is a cooler event. So you come lime. We have entertainment there as well. We have Oscar B, Tobagonian, amazing performer. And we also have a young lady by the name of, what's her name again? It slips me right now. A shame. But anyhow, yes, so we have that. And on Saturday, we have Beachfront Jazz. And of course, Sheldon Tolde, who will be there. We have Carol Warner, Letitia Sylvester, Ron Reed, Terran Shaw, Dr. Jasmine Gent, the headliner, and Terry Lyons. And people will be amazed by Terry's range. I promise you that. Absolutely. She's an amazing performer. And then on Sunday, we have, at Fairways, we have Jazz Under the Stars. That's food inclusive, $300. And by the way, Saturday, it's drinks inclusive, $800. Tickets are available at Cache stores, Port of Spain, San Fernando, Gulf City, Eastgate, and Lowlands Tobago, the Lowlands Mall in Tobago, at Gencare Spa in Woodbrook at Cornelius Street, and also in Tobago at the Mount Irvin Bay Hotel, at the Trini Shop in Trin City Mall as well.
Well, get your tickets, pack your bags, and head across to the Tobago Jazz Music and Golf Weekend 2026. Mr. Roach, any closing words? Why should people pack their bags and go there?
All right, so as we have said throughout this whole interview, we have put together a fantastic weekend for our patrons, right? They have come to trust and know what Black Blue Sugars brings to the table, right? So this is going to be a great weekend, come hear the rhythm, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the food, right? The atmosphere is fantastic. And come and spend a great weekend in Tobago. Lose yourself in Tobago, we say.
Lose yourself in Tobago for the Tobago Jazz Music and Golf Weekend 2026. We take a short break, and when we come back, we get ready to wrap things up for Trinidad and Tobago today.
Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Hi everybody, I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are the Duncans. Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
As we get ready to wrap things up for today's Trinidad and Tobago Today, just another update for you before we go. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Bisesa is saying a diplomatic delegation will travel to Venezuela to secure Trinidad and Tobago's fair share of cross-border oil and gas resources. While this move is aiming to advance stalled energy projects and strengthen economic security. Key discussions include the Dragon and Laura Manatee gas fields, long affected by sanctions and bilateral tensions. And the government is saying this initiative is critical to sustaining the country's energy sector and future growth. The announcement was made during the commissioning of new fire tenders. And we here on TNT Today spoke to the Fire Service Association of Trinidad and Tobago, who said that the PM's comments demonstrate that she does indeed have a strong grasp of the issues affecting the organization. And while many challenges remain, she affirmed her government's commitment to addressing them. We remain vigilant, but is assuring to feel seen and heard. And across the region now, the Jamaica government says it is investigating reports that students may have been exposed to sexual activity involving Hurricane Melissa victims sheltering in some schools. Well, the Education Minister Dana Morris-Dixon says the allegations are extremely serious and must be treated with urgency. She urged Jamaica Teachers Association President Dr. Mark to provide any details to the ministry to allow for a full investigation. The minister also stressed that protecting children remains the highest priority and that all allegations must be reported and addressed swiftly. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education says it has not received any official reports of inappropriate behavior at shelters. Well, just about a minute and a half to go before the top of the hour, and Carrie's up next with the major network news. That update that we had earlier for you, just to reiterate that, the 7-year-old girl who died after being struck by a jet ski at Pigeon Point Heritage Park yesterday afternoon. Well, police are currently being assisted in their investigations by a 32-year-old jet ski operator from Canaan, Tobago. Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you so much for being here. We see you tomorrow where we do this all over again. Tomorrow is finally Friday. I know you're looking forward to that. 6 to 8 a.m. Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT. Bye-bye.
Wake up to the new me. Coming soon. A new sound. A new class. A new class. Can we get much higher? So high. Next 99.1 FM. The next level of radio.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. The Buku Marine Park will remain closed on Thursday following a tragic incident on Wednesday that claimed the life of a young girl. During a Facebook Live address on Wednesday evening, Tobago House of Assembly Chief Secretary Fali Agustin extended his condolences to the Jogi family, mourning the loss of their daughter, Angelica. He confirmed that the collision took place at Pigeon Point Heritage Park within an area designated for bathing.
With a family that included mother, father, daughter, and an uncle. As a result of the incident, we have the death of a young girl between 7 and 8 years old. And we want to first start by expressing sympathies to the Jogi family. Arnold and Salisha Jogi are the parents, and their young daughter Angelica unfortunately passed away despite best efforts.
And in some breaking news, police currently have a 32-year-old man in custody in connection with the incident. Reports indicate that the jet ski operator involved fled the scene after the collision, abandoning the jet ski. Chief Secretary Fale Agustin also announced that the entire Buku Marine Park, including Pigeon Point, will be closed on Thursday to allow investigators to conduct their work. In other news, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Affairs convened a meeting on Wednesday to review ongoing project developments, production performance, and financing initiatives of mutual interest within the energy sector. The engagement was held at the ministry's head office, International Waterfront Center, Port of Spain. The Minister Ernesto Quesar met with representatives of the Energy Solutions Finance Department of the Japan Bank for International Cooperation, Mitsubishi Gas Chemical and Mitsubishi Corporation, and Caribbean Gas Chemical Limited to discuss ongoing collaboration within the energy sector. During the meeting, representatives from JBIC and Caribbean Gas Chemical Limited shared updates on project assessments and production performance for fiscal year 2025. Minister Quesar emphasized the government's commitment to building strong partnerships with international financial institutions and investors to support responsible investment, innovation, and sustainable growth. He noted that continued collaboration with JBIC, MGC and MC, and CGCL remains important to advancing major projects and supporting the modernization of Trinidad and Tobago's energy sector. In more news, the World Bank is reporting that economic growth in Latin America and the Caribbean is projected to slow to 2.1% in 2026, below the 2.4% growth rate recorded in 2025. In its Latin America and the Caribbean Economic Update publication, the World Bank cited a challenging macroeconomic environment as a key factor behind the subdued outlook. Other factors include inflationary pressures linked to geopolitical uncertainty, high borrowing costs, and weak external demand. These factors are dampening private investment and job creation in the region. The report recommended several things needed for sustained growth, including closing the skills gap, expanding access to financing, deepening trade integration, and building institutional capacity. The report was published on Wednesday. And in some sport now, World Rugby Level 3 coach and scout Steve Lewis said local rugby players need to be introduced to contact skills at an earlier age, noting that early exposure is vital to their overall development. Lewis, who took part in the Custom Sports Stores Limited 2026 Rugby Easter Camp, was speaking on what he described as a lack of contact play among rugby teams within the school system.
Well, I know it's a school's issue that they don't want contact for safety reasons, which is understandable. But as long as you're teaching a sport safely and correctly, then there is no danger. So, and the earlier you learn how to be safe and how to deal with contact, the better. So it's difficult for Trinidadian kids to start at 16 and 17. That's very difficult for them. And so when they go into international competition as 19, 20, they're at a disadvantage.
And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. From all of us here to you, have a great day.
This is TTT. Live for local.